Hello YouTube, welcome back to yet another video. I'm Mark, and today I want to show you a list of books that personally had a huge impact on my life. Now, it took me a while to read all these books, but luckily for you, I'm going to tell you everything that I learned and all the principles from these books that I applied into my life in one short video. Aren't you lucky? Without further ado, these are the books that completely changed my life. Now, the first book I got on my list right here is a very short book. You might have seen this on the TikTok shop.
Alright, so my friend, he's an intern for a therapist, and he just shared with me this crazy book.
Yeah, I'm actually the intern for the therapist. Exactly what it is what you should do and what you should get from this book. In just 100 pages.
Yeah, I think so. It's cheap as
wrong.
heck, so I appreciate that.
Definitely is a life-changing book, I'll tell you that. Now, this book is called Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen. Something that really stuck with me when it comes to this book is the importance the author puts on listening to your intuition. In this book, he does say that often listening to your intuition is usually the right things to do because your intuition will never let you down. And I honestly, applying that to life, just going throughout my days and just trusting myself more often instead of just thinking about problems, just doing instead of thinking. I also like how the author really emphasizes the fact that thinking is the cause of all suffering, which is very interesting if you think about it. Well, actually, that's kind of counterproductive when it comes to talking about this book, right? But it is pretty true. You'll really only get sad if you just sit and think about stuff. If you're always focused on what you're doing and the task at hand, then you're never really gonna have time to get sad about stuff, which is a very interesting concept that really opened up my mind when I read this book. So if you're a person that often overthinks, then I definitely suggest you try this book out. It is just 100 pages long, very quick read, easy. You'll probably finish it in 2 days if you're a fast reader, 3 days if you're a little bit slower. Definitely gonna open up your mind. I suggest you check it out. Alright, next book on my list is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I know you've seen this in probably a bunch of self-improvement videos and everything, and I would say it's there for a good reason. This book, anything and everything you need to know about creating and maintaining good habits, you'll find inside this book. It is really low on my list just because it has opened up my mind to pursuing better habits and maintaining good ones, but I would say that it's not the most life-changing book in the world. One concept that I really like about this book, and I still keep in my head to this day, in life you have good habits and you have bad habits, right? Whenever you perform a good habit, you move one step forward to the person that you want to become in life. Whenever you perform a bad habit, you take one step back from the person you want to become. And I think that's a very interesting concept. It really sort of drills in your head if you do want to become a better person and you're really serious about self-improvement, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of bad habits like maybe smoking, drinking, eating junk food, a whole bunch of things that keep you back from getting that sexy physique or just anything in life, man. Another thing that I do like that I got from this book is whenever you're about to do a habit that you don't want to do, tell yourself, I'm about to do this thing. If I do this thing, how is that going to make me feel? And I think that's really good. Personally, I've suffered from a couple bad habits in my life that I've overcome. This little idea, it helped me out a lot. Okay, one last thing. Another big thing that I learned from this book, you can really apply this to anything in life. Whenever you do perform a bad habit that you're not happy about, don't beat yourself up. You trip once, but get back up so you don't trip again. Let's say you went to a junk food place, you got yourself a burger one night. Okay, don't beat yourself up. The next day, have a salad for dinner or have a healthy breakfast or something. I think that's a really good lesson right there. Okay, next up on the list is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This ancient ass book. This is very old, and I'm really excited to talk about this one because I would say it did have a huge impact on my life. I picked up this book when I was in a lower part of my life. I wasn't very happy with myself. I wasn't happy with where I was. This has helped me overcome that. And let me tell you more about this. Pretty much this book is a very great introduction to the philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism is the idea of you're living life knowing that you will die one day.
You are dead! Not a big surprise.
Something that I really got from this book is just being more grateful for everything in life. The small things, the big things, almost anything. And that's something that this book really nails down. Another thing is big idea, and Marcus Aurelius does repeat himself in this book, is that you shouldn't care about small things in life that happen to you because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. You should live your life to the max, you should focus on the positives, and small things really shouldn't bring you down in life. Ever since applying this philosophy in my life, I don't really let anything bother me like that anymore. It's kind of funny thinking about it, but that's just how it is. I used to be really bothered by small things in life. All these small problems that now to me they're laughable. The more you start learning this philosophy, applying it to your life, you kind of see that it is a superpower to think this way. Really, the more you start applying this, the more you start telling yourself these concepts, you kind of see that you're not holding yourself back as much as you would be. In life, you should take risks, and you should never live with regrets. You should always do what you planned out to do. That's everything that this book has taught me. It is a life-changing book. It's a life-changing philosophy. If you don't want to read scripture by some ancient dude that has been dead for like centuries, you could always search it up. You could do your own research on Stoicism. It's something that you should definitely get into, just because it's going to open up a whole bunch of opportunities for you in life. Now, these books keep getting better and better. I'm really excited to introduce this one to you, especially if you are a guy. If you read this book as a young man, it will completely change your life. I'm not bullshitting you, I'm so serious. This is Models by Mark Manson. Besides this guy having a cool ass first name, this guy is very knowledgeable. Now, this book is really about building a more attractive lifestyle for yourself when it comes to dating, having higher standards. It does discuss this concept of neediness, which is something that I haven't really been open to, honestly, in the past. You watch a lot of self-improvement YouTubers. They're always talking about ways you could be approaching women, what to do in certain situations, how to attract more women. But the way they talk about things, it's very surface level. I don't see it as a way to really get results and to have more satisfying relationships with women in your life. It's more of a short term, all right, let's hook up for the night and then never talk again sort of advice. Now, this book is the complete opposite. It's a very insightful book if you are a young man and you are struggling with relationships with women, or if you find yourself like I did in very many toxic relationships. It's not a way to live, and the first step really is to acknowledge that and then get to work on that and improve yourself. This book is definitely a great first step. Now, something very interesting that stuck out to me with this book is the concept of neediness. The more needy you are for attention and validation from people, the less success you're going to have in life and in those relationships, because neediness is a very unattractive trait, not only to women but also to anybody else. This is very interesting to me because if you've watched a lot of self-improvement YouTubers, especially when they talk about the dating game and everything, they always give tips on how you shouldn't reply too fast to a girl, right? You shouldn't seem too desperate by doing this. You should wait this long to do that. It's very interesting because in this book he kind of negates that concept. He basically says that if you as a person, you're keeping this girl on the liver, that's needy. You're doing this out of a way to like get her attention. You're manipulating her. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is, if you want to text a girl, right, text a girl back, or you want to talk to her, don't hold yourself back because you're afraid of what she's gonna think of you, because that in itself is neediness. This is just one concept and one example of what he talks about in the book. Overall, I think it's very interesting. It's very mind-opening. Definitely, if you're a young man and you are struggling with relationships with women and stuff, get yourself this book and start reading it ASAP. Don't stay on YouTube and watch self-improvement videos like this one. Kind of counterintuitive for me to say that, but I do want what's best for you, and this book might be what is best for you. Now, guys, this is a book that I've read more than once because it was just so good. This also has a special place in my heart because it is the first ever self-improvement book that I did start reading and finish all the way through, and it has taught me so many valuable lessons. This book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is a classic. If you do watch a lot of self-improvement videos, I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos talking about this book, or at least concepts from the book, and that's for a very good reason. This book pretty much goes over how to be more charismatic as a person, build and maintain strong relationships with the people around you, and how to be more social overall, and the importance of having good social skills. Just from that description, you could see how this book is a complete life changer. One really good thing that I got from this book is how important it is to listen to people. Just actually be there and be attentive when people are talking to you. A lot of people appreciate the fact that you would sit down and just listen to them. And you could literally sit down with somebody and listen to them talk for hours without saying a single thing, and they would see you as a charismatic person, or they would enjoy being around you just because you simply listened and encouraged them to talk more about themselves. There's a lot of concepts in this book that I can't go into. Maybe I'll make a separate video about this because it is a very good book and there's a lot of things to be learned from this book. But if there's something that you should get from this video is you should be a good listener. Actually be there for somebody and genuinely want to get to know them better. That is something that this book really talks about. I really believe that if you do struggle with social relationships, your social skills are lacking, maybe you're just not where you want to be socially, you want more friends, or you want to get a raise at work, you want more success in your business, you want to hit more sales, I definitely suggest you get this book and check it out, because the root to all your problems could be your social skills. I'll be honest. Being social is very important in life nowadays. So definitely pay more attention to people, be more attentive, listen more, and you'll have success. I promise you. Well guys, that is my list of books that have completely changed my life so far. There's a bunch of books I'm still reading to this day. I'm always open to reading new books and everything, so please comment down below if there's any book I should check out that has personally changed your life. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Thank you for watching, and peace out.